fortune teller, had my fortune read. I didn't know what to tell her. I had a dizzy feeling in my head. She took a look at my palm. She said, "Oh, son, you feel kind of warm." She looked into a crystal ball. She said, "You're in love." How could that be so? I thought of all the girls I know. She said, "When the next one arrives, you'll be looking into her eyes." Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Left there in a hurry, looking for.
Thank you all for coming. So we've invited you here today as an invitation to kind of take part with us as we go on, as we continue our journey together as partners and as friends. And so Nicole and I have made a commitment to each other, and we made that today, to support each other and nourish each other, and to help each other through the personal growth that it takes to truly open to relationship, all of its ups and downs and the inevitable hardship and struggles that come with, I can't look down, with the struggles that come with being completely vulnerable to another person, and all the things that come up with that, and just being willing to stay with each other and support each other through that, and all the efforts that takes. We decided to exchange our vows privately today. We did that earlier, so we're not going to do that for you, because it's kind of distracting having everyone staring at us. We wanted to do it with full intention and attention. So, but here at this ceremony, we want to share with you guys just a bit about our process and the dynamics of what we have going here and what this marriage means to the two of us. And so we want you to take part in this one, because this is a community ceremony. So it's not just going to be us talking at you. You're going to have to sing. And, but we wanted to have a community ceremony because your guys' support means a lot to us, and it's nice to have a group of people that, just to show up and show support, and that'll be nice as time goes on, and if times get tough and things like that, just to have like the memory of this group of people coming together and just kind of sharing goodwill and intention, and just to have that as another incentive to just keep going and to keep up. So with that said, we're gonna have some of our dear friends come up and share some readings that have touched us over time, and we're going to ask you to sing. And we're also going to open the mic up at the end of the ceremony. We're going to have an open mic. And so anybody that wants to come up and share anything at all, a story, well wishes, a song, a poem, anything, it's up to you.
And we just want all of you to know that this ceremony is more of a genuine sharing. It's not a polished performance. We didn't rehearse, and we don't want the readers to feel nervous or anything. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's more of a heartfelt event. So just relax and do your best, and stuff will happen, and the microphone will squeak and whatever. It's fine.
And if you mess up, you can laugh at them if you want. It might make everyone more comfortable. Okay, so I'm going to have Orrin and Debbie come up and set up for the song that we're going to sing together, and I'll explain it a little bit while they're doing that. So, okay, so we're going to sing, if you turn your programs over to the backside, you'll find the lyrics to Simple Gifts. Does anybody not have a program? Anybody need one? No? Nobody? Okay, well that's easy. So you'll see the lyrics to Simple Gifts on the back, and Orrin will explain how we're going to sing it. We're going to sing this around. But I just want to say that we wanted to have a community song, like everybody singing together, because there's something about a group of people singing. I don't know if any of you have been in a group of people singing, but just a lot of voices just merge, and everybody's embarrassed at first and nervous, and they don't want the person next to them to hear their crappy singing and all that, but we all are going to be crappy singers, so don't worry about it. So just when you get comfortable with the lyrics and with the melody, it's a simple song. It's called Simple Gifts, so it should be simple, and I think most of you have probably heard it, but just sing along, and as you get comfortable, just kind of let that fear go and just let your voice sink in with the rest of them, and it's just really beautiful when there's all those voices singing as one, and you can't feel your own voice as opposed to the person next to you or anybody else. It's great. So we just wanted to sing a song as kind of a symbol of coming together, like all of us being here together as one group, sharing intention and sharing space. So you guys good?
So have you guys done rounds before? Do you remember elementary school? You know how this goes? All right, so we'll go ahead and start. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and light. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we may not be ashamed to turn. To turn will be our delight, still by turning, to come round right. 'Tis a gift to have friends and a true friend to be. 'Tis a gift to think of others, not of me. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and light. 1, 2. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. Again, 'tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. Good job, everybody. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm Bonnie Gaffett, and I'm Tyler's maternal grandmother. And Tyler and Nicole asked me to do a Bible reading for them. It's Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 1 to 13. And I forgot my big white and black, so I'm going to have to leave off this little one. after I get back to it. If I could speak all the languages of earth and of angels but didn't love others, I would only be a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I had the gift of prophecy, and if I understood all of God's secret plans and possessed all knowledge, and if I had such faith that I could move mountains, but I didn't love others, I would be nothing. I could give everything I have to the poor and even sacrifice my body, and I could boast about it. But if I didn't love others, I would gain nothing. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy and is not boastful or proud. Love does not behave rudely or demand its own way. Love is not provoked or irritable. Well, once in a while, maybe. Love keeps no record of being wrong. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices in truth. Love bears all things, never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. Love never fails. The Word of God.
Nicole and Tyler, congratulations to you on your decision to get married. And marriage is a great opportunity to support each other, care for each other, bring out the best in each other, give each other strength, difficult times, and share the joyful times together. When the disagreements that arise in your marriage, see that as opportunities to let go of preconceived ideas so you can see each other more clearly, appreciate each other more deeply, and live lives of true intimacy and love. The support that you give to each other can help you to help others. And when you help others, then that help eventually comes back to you, which enables you to help others more, which enables others to help you more. So this is a very joyful way of life. You help each other, helping the people you meet, and letting the people you meet help you. So let your marriage be a marriage in which you benefit each other and people you meet, and which you deeply care for each other and the people you meet. And I'd like to read a section from the teaching of loving kindness, which I feel expresses this attitude of benefiting and caring for yourselves and others. May all beings be happy and at peace. May they be joyous and live in safety. May all beings, whether weak or strong, omitting none, in high, middle, or low realms of existence, small or great, visible or invisible, near or far, born or to be born, may all beings be happy and at peace. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none by anger or ill will wish harm to another. Even as a mother watches over and protects her child, her only child, so with boundless mind should one cherish all beings, radiating friendliness over the entire world, above, below, and all around without limit. So let us cultivate a boundless goodwill towards the entire world, free of ill will and hatred. I'd like to wish both of you a very long, happy marriage, and I would like to wish all of you a very wonderful life. I hope that you and your friends and relatives can all mutually support each other That is what I hope. So, congratulations to both of you. Thank you.
My name is Jolie Wood, and Nikki and I go back to 7th grade at Anwanton Junior High School in Minneapolis. And Nicole and Tyler have asked me to read a poem called To Have Without Holding by Marge Percy. Learning to love differently is hard. Love with the hands wide open, love with the doors banging on their hinges, the cupboard unlocked, the wind roaring and whimpering the rooms, rustling the sheets and snapping the blinds that thwack like rubber bands in an open palm. It hurts to love wide open, stretching the muscles that feel as if they are made of wet plaster, then of blunt knives, then of sharp knives. It hurts to thwart the reflexes of grab, of clutch, to love and let go again and again. It pesters to remember the lover who is not in the bed, to hold back what is owed to the work that gutters like a candle in a cave, without air to love consciously, conscientiously, concretely, constructively. I can't do it, you say, it's killing me. But you thrive, you glow on the street like a neon raspberry. You float and sail, a helium balloon, bright bachelor's button blue and bobbing on the cold and hot winds of our breath as we make and unmake in passionate diastole and systole the rhythm of our unbound bonding. To have and not to hold, to love with minimized malice, hunger and anger, moment by moment balanced.
It's good for you.
first I was asked to come all the way from California, then asked to read something, and then sings a beautiful song. Almost makes me cry. And here I am. But I'm very happy to be here, and I don't think there's enough love in this world, and I'm just glad that we can all celebrate this together with these two, and it's really amazing. Congratulations, guys. And after the good part, wish I could read my own handwriting, but we'll give it a shot. Everything that has a beginning has an end. Indeed, the end is inherent in the beginning. Even the moment of birth, there is a contract of death. Opening now to the impermanence of your relationships makes the moment so large. To be motivated by fear of the future does not serve anyone well. To be motivated by gratitude for the present gives us room to love now. Here is this fragile millisecond we are all allowed together. Congratulations, guys. I love you both.
All right. We just wanted to have a few minutes to speak spontaneously. We don't really know exactly what we want to say, but we just wanted to have, instead of a reading, just to be able to talk. So, the first thing we probably should do is dispel any need for gossip. So we're going to tell you the facts. Tyler's 20.
Two almost. I gotta get a little bit.
And I'm 40. Okay? So nobody needs to talk about, oh, she looks so much older than him. Yeah. Yeah. So just I get that out there. I'm also in a wheelchair. He's not. Are you serious? I know. But
So, with that said, we kind of wanted to talk about the interesting dynamic that kind of comes with that in our relationship, aside from just being. Okay, so what I was saying is that we wanted to talk about the dynamics of our relationship that kind of come up with that age difference. It's not just with the age difference, but also with Nicole's her physical issues and what kind of, basically what, if all goes as planned, what our outlook for our future kind of looks like and how it plays into our relationship and the way that we interact. So, where to start? You start.
well, I think we have an interesting relationship and an interesting setup because we've been friends for a long time. We've had a lot of time taking care of each other. Tyler was actually my caregiver for 4 years. And so we have this natural tendency to take care of each other. And that's nice. And then we also have this probably short time limit on our relationship with I'm old for 40. So, and so that makes it nice because we have this sort of agreement that it's not worth wasting our time on things that don't really matter. So a lot of the arguments that we come up with, it just sort of vanishes when we remember that. And of course all of us should do that all the time. But
it's a lot more poignant and presented when we can keep in mind that, basically what we're saying is Nicole has a short life expectancy, and we don't really have the stereotypical, like, get married and spend the rest of your lives together, because really the chances are Nicole gets off easy and I get stuck as a widow or widower or whatever you call it. So I'm gonna probably be pretty young still, and it's just, you know, with that in mind, like we all have that in our relationships. Like everybody we know is going to die, and we don't know if it's going to be before us or after us or when it's going to happen. And you know, even the marriage that is the rest of your life together, you could get, you know, like anything could happen. It could be 2 months, you know, but it's just, that's kind of up to chance. And so it's really easy to forget that with people like your family members and your friends and all that. But with us, it's like there's not a definite date, but there's a timeline, you know, like you know it's going to happen. And it just, it makes it a little more, not necessarily easier, but more poignant, I guess I said earlier, but it's more necessary to just kind of come back. And when those arguments come up and the bickering and the, you know, the I want it my way and not your way kind of thing, it's like, it doesn't matter because who knows how long it's going to be, you know, like it could be tomorrow, it could be any time. All it takes is a little bit of something moving, you know, it's real determined. So that kind of helps us come back when those things come up. And like, we have our vows on the inside of the program. That's what it's called. I mean, those vows, they're nice, and they're you know, they're like a written out. They're our best attempt to write out the commitment that we actually come back to moment when we catch ourselves starting to bicker or starting to, you know, fall into our own patterns and our own wants and desires and things that don't really matter. We just want to be comfortable and have our own way. But it's just kind of, that's the written out explanation of that feeling, the general feeling tone of, you know, this, like there's a commitment here, and I'm committing to coming back, I'm committing to being here for you and with you, and to do this with you, and to not back off because I'm uncomfortable or because I'm feeling self-conscious or because of, you know, anything that can come up.
Even when things are hard, at least we're still together.
Right. Like, yeah, when Nicole's being a royal bitch and I just, you know, I'm tired and I want to go to bed and I don't want to take you to the bathroom one more time. It's like, you know, next week I could be sleeping alone. So just take her to the bathroom. It's self-righteous asshole. You know, it's like, it doesn't matter. And it's great. It sucks in a sense, but it'll suck later. But right now it's great because it's a reminder that, you know, like, this doesn't matter. Just come back, just be here, just do this. Like, this is all there is. And that we all have that. Like, that's where we all are in our relationships with everyone at all times, is, you know, all you have is this. This is all there is. And when you drop into that a little bit, it doesn't really matter about age. Like, you know, that the whole age dynamic thing, it kind of drops off because really it doesn't, like, there's no such thing when you drop into that feeling that this is all there is. You know, there's just one human being and another human being trying to commit and connect. And that's hard enough without all the limitations and age limits and stuff, you know? So
we just wanted to share that with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. It's fun. And it's nice. It's a certain kind of practice.
Certain kind of thing.
We should all do it all the time, but some situations make that more intense. So we're grateful for that. I'm grateful to have this little bit of time together. I think that's all we have to say, right?
Who's next?
Thank you.
I'm Ashley Owens, and I'm Nicole's adopted daughter, very proud to say so. And I'm going to be reading an excerpt from one of the great pieces of literature, The Velveteen Rabbit. "What is real?" asked the rabbit one day, when they were lying side by side near the nursery fender before Nana came to tidy the room. "Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle? Real isn't how you are made, said the skin horse. It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. When you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up, he asked, or bit by bit? It doesn't happen all at once, said the skin horse. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easy, or have sharp edges, or have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, and your eyes drop out, and you get all loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you're real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand. I'm glad I get to kneel because I'm a little nervous. I know. I'm Carrie Schneider. It's the first time I've ever said that. I just got married too. So that's really weird. I've known Nicole about 9 years now. I started off as her PCA and now her nurse, and of course always her best friend. And Tyler, I trained Tyler in. So here we are today, which is a little crazy, but we love it, and we don't expect anything different than crazy from the household. So I will be doing a reading from Instructions for Life in the New Millennium by His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. I want to say that. They didn't think I knew how to say his name. I was going to say, what was I going to say? His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Take into account that great love and great achievements involve great risk, and that a loving atmosphere in your home is the foundation for your life. Be gentle with the earth. Be gentle with one another. When disagreements come, remember always to protect the spirit of your union. When you realize you've made a mistake, take immediate steps to correct it. Remember that the best relationship is one in which your love for each other exceeds your need for each other. So love yourselves, love one another, love all that is your life together, and all else will follow. And of course, I love Nicole and Tyler, and I'm very happy for them. And thank you for letting me read in your wedding.
May you be safe in all ways. May you relate to all the joys and sorrow with wisdom and equanimity. May love and wisdom protect you. May each of you and may you together be happy. May you be peaceful. May you see the goodness and beauty in each other. May you be unconfused and non-reactive with what is difficult. May you live together with ease and joy. And I'm going to make the closing announcements now. There's food in the building. Everyone may help themselves. There are disposable cameras placed throughout the eating areas. Anyone may feel free to pick them up and take a few pictures. Lastly, Nicole and Tyler requested no gift. However, if you would like to make a donation to Common Ground Meditation Center in their need, you may place cash or check in the green base near the food inside the building. There will now be an open mic for people to share. Thank you all very much.
So it's open. Huh? Diamond wants the mic. Open mic for Diamond.
Before you kissed, you said when you were getting ready, you said, "Are you ready?"
Yes, kind of. Boom, boom, boom. There we go.
Hello. Turn it down. I'm Nikki's mom. I'd like to thank you for coming. And I'd like to say that while I was sitting here, it's a super ceremony, very meaningful. I understand the stuff that you guys will be going through. And I think you've been very thoughtful about it. And so as I was sitting here listening to it, some of you may have noticed the cottonwoods are seeding. And I kind of had the sense that these little cotton are floating around here, and it kind of reminds me of the freeness that you've had since you've had a relationship with Tyler. And that you can, you kind of get up and you go. I mean, you've gone more places in the last 6 months, a year, than for a very long time. And I think that that's important. And I think that's great that you did that. And so it's kind of like, some of them are in the light, some of them are in the dark, but they're kind of like little floating souls, kind of like you two. So I hope that as long as possible, it's in the light. Congratulations.
I'm Deborah. I think besides her family, I might be Nicole's oldest friend here. Well, oldest by age, possibly. I'm 41. But I met Nicole when I was about 7 at Michael Dowling. And then we didn't really see each other again for many, many years until junior high, which is where Jolie met her also. And we've been best friends also since I was 12, so that's a long, long time. Right, she was 11, I was 12. Because she was smart, she was a year ahead of me, so whatever. But I have kind of a weird dynamic too, because I'm one of Nicole's best friends, and she's also my client, and Tyler's my employee. So I kind of have like multifaceted here. But I just wanted to kind of speak on what you were talking about with your lifespan, and I can greatly relate to that and respect it and appreciate that you shared that, because a lot of people don't understand that. And it's hard, but I'm very happy for her that she found someone that can relate to that and love her and not be scared to go through that journey, because that's priceless. So I love you guys.
But what I also wanted to say, as much as I've grown from knowing you, Nicole, I've watched you grow. You have never been so beautiful, and you have never seemed so happy. And seeing you make this journey to this point has made me really just filled with joy and faith, knowing that things are going to be the way they're supposed to, and that we will find that. And of course, Tyler's adorable, and how could you not fall in love with him? So I just want to say that I've known Tyler when you were her PCA, and you were adorable then, and you're even more adorable now. And I've been at your house, and it has a very healing feeling and a very loving feeling. And I'm just so happy to see Nicole at this point in her life.
I am Nicole's PCA, and so I've spent a lot of time in their home. And so actually, I really only know Tyler and Nicole as Tyler and Nicole. I know them as individuals, but when I met them and started working for Nicole, I kind of just knew them as each other, kind of together or whatever. So I spent a lot of time playing computer games and sitting on the internet, and so I talk to people in real life too, but I didn't have a big grasp of interpersonal communications in terms of up close intimacy and sharing. I didn't come from a broken home, but anyway. So what I think is it's been seeing the two of them together has been very beneficial for me, because I kind of get what love is and how to do it in a healthy and beneficial way, and I'm meeting people, and it's great. And so I really have these two to thank, I think, for all that. So I love them a whole lot, and it's great to see them get married. I remember when they told me that they were going to be getting married, and it was exciting, and Diamond's here and everyone's here, so it's great. So thank you very much, and yeah, happy marriage day. And
my name's Diane, and I have known Nicole for 7.5 years. And everybody in my family knows all about Nicole, because Nicole's been such a big part of my life. So I always will say, well, Nicole said this, or Nicole said that, and they know that's you know what I mean, what I go by. So then, but also they see how happy and peaceful I've become, and they're all kind of observing this over 7-8 years. So then my daughter said, hey, isn't Nicole going to get married to that young guy? And I go, yeah. And she said, well, what do you make of that? And I said, well, once I read, he wrote in her blog, and I said, I think he's just like me. You know how we love all that spiritual stuff? So I think he's just like me, and you guys know how much I love Nicole. So it's that's how he loves Nicole. And then they go, oh yeah, I get it. So, so that's my story.
I know, and you did great. I'm Sharon, Tyler's mom, and I just told him this is my worst thing to do. I hate getting up and talking in front of people, but on such an important day, I got a few things to say. He is adorable, isn't he? And Nicole, you look beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I'm happy for you guys, and I have to say, as Tyler's mom, can you guys hear me okay? It's reverberating, it's weird. Okay. I have to say, when Tyler and Nicole first told me they were in a relationship, I had a hard time with it. As Tyler's mom, and being so young and not understanding the situation, it took me some time, but I tried to be supportive because I told Tyler, if you're happy, as your mom, I'm happy for you and I love you. And I want you to have what makes you happy in life. And I truly mean that. But it took me a while to just get used to the relationship and to meet Nicole. I met her a year ago. And we just spent some fun times together, getting to know each other, and went out on our pontoon. And she hadn't been out on a boat for a real long time, I think. And that was fun to share that with you. And just getting to do her hair and getting to know her and coming over to your house. And those were all good times and I was enjoying them. And I felt like we were building a relationship. And then something happened and I'm not sure what it was. But whatever it was, I wasn't happy with it. And I feel tension from you and from your friends. And I don't know what I did or what it was, but I want to just let it go. And this was such a beautiful ceremony. And I really enjoyed it. And I really just want to let it go. And it is about love. It's about loving each other. And I love you guys, and you love each other. And everybody here loves you. And we're here because we love you. And let's just enjoy life and live it and love it.
Okay, top that one. Anybody? Takers? Leavers? See a lot of leavers.
It's really amazing to see all of you here today. It's really obvious that everybody loves these two. And I wouldn't imagine why they wouldn't. I've known these people for long enough to realize that if you know them for 10 minutes or 5 years, you just can't help but feel like there's something from them that is very warm. I worked for Nicole. I was a PCA for her, and I met a really strange array of people, most of which were not human, like Diamond. And I think that just knowing Nicole and knowing all the people in her life really opened my eyes. By the way, I should see my eyes, but really opened my eyes to how different the world was to what I thought it was. And I think that the reason you're all here too is probably related to how Nicole and Tyler just get into you and rip you open and help you experience love. So thank you again for coming, and it's really great to see you all here.
Well, thank you, everyone, for sharing and for being here. And we're going to eat now. I hope everyone brought food, because if you didn't, it's not awesome. They remembered the plates and bowls and silverware at the last minute.
Thanks to Daniel. Somebody forgot them at home.
But we'll just be running around and to say hi. So.
Thank you.
Introducing myself to Tyler. Hi, Tyler. My name is Linda. Nicole, what a thrilling event to be able to participate today. And I thank you for the rose and the chance to be a food hustler. But basically, I think I was drawn here today. Your gift of love and acceptance of my life journey has been huge. And what I want to say is that of all the intellectualizing that was going on and talking about age differences and that all I could do was close my eyes and feel. There was such feeling in in the bleachers with the words and the comments and the breeze and the birds, that I know that love is in the air. And speaking from a divorced person twice, it's hard to remain non-callous. But Tyler and Nicole, you have warmed my heart to the thought and the idea that love is destined for us all in some fashion or form, and you've exemplified where I want my journey to go, to that honesty, to that depth, to that kind of commitment, to a better future. So again, thank you for this beautiful rose and the opportunity to participate in what has to be a spiritual journey for you going forward, and just for me being able to experience it. I thank you both.
Hi, I'm Diane, and I am a friend of Nicole's, and now Tyler's too. And the first thing that comes to my mind is that, well, I think it's a Buddhist saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And I feel that that is why Nicole came into my life when she did, because I was ready then. And I think I got such a good teacher. I cannot get enough of her. And I have to think the same is sort of true with Tyler, because I've read things he's written in his blog, and I think he's kind of like me. And so I'm thinking, oh, he's also the student, and he was ready, and the teacher came, and he got ready at a pretty young age. He's probably an old soul and more advanced. So, and I love this beautiful day and this beautiful wedding. I get to be here with my friends, and everything about it is wonderful, and I really treasure and am thankful that I am so a part of everything that has to do with Nicole's life, including Tyler, so now he's in on it with me.
Hello, Nicole and Tyler, and I'm happy to be here and to have shared your day and been a part of the ceremony. I appreciate that opportunity and honored to have been asked. Let's see, something funny about both or one of you. I think, Nicole, I have always loved that you loved that I would stick up for you, and that I just had a who gives a crap kind of attitude, and I don't know, it's just, I have never not loved you. I've always loved you as my friend and my sister, and I'm happy that we've maintained that relationship through all these years. And Tyler, I'm glad that you're part of the family now, and I wish you guys all the best, and can't wait for what's to come. I love you.
You should share a funny, silly story.
A funny, silly. Oh, Orrin.
Like an embarrassing story.
Embarrassing? Well, but I don't get embarrassed.
No, maybe embarrassing for them.
Well, I wouldn't say I never get embarrassed. It's hard to embarrass me because I don't care.
Like, do you remember that time when you got married? Didn't talk to Ruben beforehand.
Or like when Orrin messed up the second verse, and then I had to just play along. That was pretty cool.
I love Tyler.
Gosh, I don't know. Well, I know when I was talking to Tyler and I didn't know you guys were engaged, and then he says to me, well, it's on Facebook, and I was like, okay, look, I'm old school, so if you don't like send me an invitation or call me, it doesn't exist. So, I guess that age difference, that kind of showed that day.
Hi, Nicole and Tyler. We want to say that it was really nice that you got such an awesome day for this, and however you did that, I think you could market that. And then Hope here would like to say that we really like the breadsticks.
Nicole and I share that we both have SMA, so yay SMAers. And I just want to wish you both the best of happiness. And I think Nicole and I are about the same age, and I must tell you that I've never done it with a 20-year-old. So I hope, I am hope that it is a good time, and maybe I will get brave enough someday. So you've given me courage. So anyway, congratulations and happy wedding, dear Nicole and Tyler. Bye-bye.
I'm Lance, and I just wanted to say what a great ceremony you had. I thought it was really awesome that you talked about some of the myths and stereotypes and things like that, and I think that takes a lot of courage and a lot of openness and a lot of intimacy. So I thought it was one of the best ceremonies I've ever been to. So thank you.
Sure. I'm Jessica, Nicole's sister. Former maid of honor, but I quit. So anyways, my story is about our trip to Ely because it's the first trip Nicole and I have taken since we were kids. Probably our last trip was Paul Bunyan Land, I think, when we were really little. But anyways, Bill and I got to Ely, and we had an 8-person suite rented to share with Nicole and Tyler, who got there first. And the entire room was full of their stuff. And the refrigerator was so full of Nicole's vegetables, there wasn't room for my Diet Coke. And it was a little stressful, but overall the trip was fun. That's my story.
So, Tyler and Nicole's wedding has been a really good time. Met some fun people. I actually shared several $1 million ideas to people I was eating dinner with. And so, you know, certainly a great group of people gathered here today. I want to say that I'm glad that of the 3 marriages Nicole has had, I got to be present at one of the weddings. So that's a score for me. I was starting to wonder. I think everybody will do great together, and I can think of one embarrassing story to tell that was something that happened when Tyler and I were snowshoeing last winter. But I think I promised that I wouldn't say anything, and Hope would just be mad at us. So thanks for having me, and best wishes to everybody. You know, like the guy said, I hope everybody has an amazing life and joy and peace and love.
This is a story about Nikki and Jesse. When they were little, we used to drive to Wisconsin to visit the Hagenow family in Hillsboro, and they would lay in a bed that was in the back of a full-size van that we had, a mattress, and play silly games with each other. One of the games they played, and I'm sure that they both remember this, is they would eat each other's boogers. I couldn't believe they were doing it, but they really were. So that was one of their fun games. The other was they would sit and bump into each other, and they called it the butt-butt game, because they were banging their butts against each other back there. All of this, I was up in front driving, so I don't really know if it's true. But there's my little story about Nikki when she was 7 or 8.
Hi, my name is Eileen McCarthy, and through Mars, I met Nicole almost 12 years ago. Even though I don't see her a whole lot, I always felt very, very close to her. But one incident stands out in my mind, and she was giving a talk and some readings. I can't remember where it was. It was a local conference center, and asked me to come and, when she needed a break, to talk in between and tell about some of the birds at Mars and readings she's done. And in this particular talk she was giving, I told this story about that same bird. And then Nicole came back onto the stage and told a story about a woman who asked her to do a reading on a goldfish. And Nicole was like pretty skeptical at the time. And and said, well, okay, I'll try, I don't know what I'm going to get. And the woman said, the goldfish won't come out anymore from behind the little rock in his tank. And he always does. And when we're eating dinner, he always comes to the front and he eats at the same time and he's not coming out. Something's wrong. So Nicole tried to contact the goldfish. And much to her surprise, she got a wealth of information from the goldfish. Apparently, the goldfish was very upset because during the day, while his guardians were supposed to be at work, there was a policeman coming in the door and coming into the house like he owned it. And then his female guardian would also come home and she and the policeman would start kissing and go into the bedroom. Well, the goldfish knew this wasn't right because that wasn't her husband, and he was quite upset about it. So Nicole called the woman up and said, I don't really know how to tell you this, but I'll just tell you what I got from your goldfish. He sees a man who's a policeman coming in, and you meeting him there during the day, and you kissing and going into another room. And the woman was floored. She was having an extramarital affair, and her goldfish was so upset, she couldn't believe how upset he was, that she told her husband, and they decided to work on their marriage. And as soon as they were back to having dinner together and everything, the goldfish came out from behind his rock and started enjoying his time with the family. And why this is so eye-opening and enlightening is because I always am aware intellectually that we are very speciesist. And even Nicole, who is the least speciesist person I know. But we don't think that these animals have the capacity to really kind of interpret what's going on, even if they see things. This goldfish obviously interpreted it enough that it really upset him. And I know that Nicole was somewhat surprised, but then again, shouldn't be, because she had known when her goldfish died that she felt a change in the household when he died. And that really made me even more confident that any animal that I deal with, human or non-human, that they are perceiving the world in their own way, and there isn't like a hierarchy of who's more intelligent or who isn't. We're just different. They have different abilities than we do. Just like a dog's brain probably is, a lot of it is devoted to sense of smell and interpreting that. And that we all have a different experience of the world. We have different ways of experiencing it. So that's my funny story, and congratulations, you guys.
I have another funny story to tell. Tyler always farts on me, and I asked him, please, Tyler, stop farting on me. And he just puts his butt in my face and farts like a 4-year-old. So I just thought of that because during pictures today at the wedding, he farted on me. That's all I have.
You might have thought I was living, but I was all alone. In my heart the rain was falling, the wind blew, the night was calling. Come back, I'm all you've ever known. Open the door and come on in. I'm so glad to see you, my friend. You're like a rainbow coming around the bend. And when I see you happy, well, it sets my heart free. I'd like to be as good a friend to you as you are to me.